Uh-oh. What's good? What's good, everybody? This is another episode of Saturday Night Nerds live streaming podcast. We got a bonus special for y'all. We got an interview with Chris Miles from Critics of Culture. So we appreciate you for showing up and putting us on game about your content.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you for having me on your platform. But yeah, my name's Chris Miles. I run a meme page called Critics of Culture. I'm a content creator, social media influencer. I'm also a writer. I've written for Marvel Comics. Me and Charlemagne the God did a story together. As far as the memes, a lot of my content has gone viral, been reposted on platforms such as The Breakfast Club. Well, one of my memes was covered on The Breakfast Club, but they've also been reposted on their, social media pages. My stuff has been reposted on Vlad TV, The Shade Room, Hip Hop DX. So, shout out to everyone that's been supporting me for years. And like I said, once again, shout out to you for even thinking of having me as a guest on your show.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it, man. We definitely like run through your memes at least 2 or 3 times a day because you always keep the feed popping, and it's always some content that we can laugh at and act the fool with, and some nerd stuff to enjoy for sure. Um,
Yeah, I try, man. I try to be as consistent as possible. I could be a lot more consistent, but you know, it's it's tough. Sometimes it's one of those things where there's days when I don't feel like posting or I don't feel like, you might not be able to tell, but even from my perspective, I could be doing a lot more as far as the content and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get back into making the content because when I first started Critics of Culture, I made all the memes, So those days where I don't feel like making the content, that's why I have, memes that I find online or videos, TikTok reels, all those sorts of things. But I'm trying to get back into the space of actually making the content myself because that's really, you know, that's the content that really gets people starting to have conversations, whether on social media or just on my platform. As far as like discussions and debates, I like to make content that creates those types of conversations that people can engage going back and forth in. That's why a lot of my memes have gone viral. The ones that go viral are all the ones that I make, on the page. So yeah, I
yeah,
just wanted to share that.
yeah, that's pretty dope, man. I get to participate in like some of the debates. I remember y'all had like a Facebook page too that was all your memes was going through my feed through at that time, and then I was hopping in some of the debates on those. But
Well, I don't. There's not a real Facebook page for Critics of Culture. What happens is
oh
I use my Facebook page and I post my content in a lot of the Facebook groups that I'm in. So if it's a hip hop meme, I'm posting my hip hop memes in the hip hop group. If it's a blurred meme, I'm posting my blurred or any nerd related content in the blurred groups and wherever those moments where both types of demographics would be a fan of the content. I post them in both of them, hip hop and nerd stuff. Because every now and again, I'll make some content where hip hop fans and people that are fans of nerd related stuff, whether it be anime, comic book stuff, whatever have you, they'll be able to engage in as well. So but honestly, when it comes to the hip hop memes, I'll post those into a lot of the blur groups I'm in as well, because we as blurs we enjoy hip hop discussions too.
absolutely. And we're coming up on like the 50 years of hip hop next month too, so that's going to be pretty exciting in the content creator world.
Oh yeah, dang, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, like I said, I got to get back on it. Because I still work. I got my personal life, so sometimes it can be a little I guess not stressful, but it can just be taxing emotionally to have to make content like every single day and then still work my part-time job. So but like I said, I'm trying to get back to that space now. Like some of the memes I posted this week, I had made a meme with different hip hop albums from 2003. I asked which one was the best album. posted a meme today about who would you want to do business with. It was Gus Fring from Breaking Bad, James St. Patrick from Power,
Yeah.
Lucius Lyon from Empire, and dang, what was the other one? The other one was, oh yeah, Stringer Bell from The Wire. So yeah, I'm trying to get back into my bag.
Yeah, you definitely got some heat on your profile, man. I know. Uh, I heard you mention about getting on the Breakfast Club, so I was like, dude, man, that's the real deal. I love the Breakfast Club too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Charlemagne's one of my biggest supporters. He's been supporting me even before I made Critics of Culture. I met Charlemagne because I had an idea I wanted to pitch to him, and he basically, he showed interest in it. I mean, it's a longer story than that, but I don't wanna hold you. But
Oh, it's all good.
well, basically, I had this idea. I was either gonna pitch it to Charlemagne or Joe Budden. So I went up to New York. Leap of faith. I bought a bus ticket, and I was a little anxious to approach Charlemagne at first. So I was like, well, I'll just holler at him when I get a chance. Joe Budden was having an event later that night, so I just went to Joe Budden's event, and he really didn't seem too interested in networking at that moment or talking to people. So I kind of left him alone. But while I was waiting for Joe Budden's event to start, I saw an Instagram post that said meet and greet with Charlemagne the God and Damon John from Shark Tank. It was gonna be at it
Oh,
was gonna be at Foot Locker in Manhattan. So I because all of this, my networking with Charlemagne, all of it took place in New York. So I took a subway or a bus to the Foot Locker in Manhattan off 34th Street, and I just waited. I just waited for him to show up, and when he finally showed up, I told him, "Hey, my name's Chris. I want to create content for you. I got a lot of dope ideas. I see the direction that you're moving in now." And he gave me his email, and from there, based off, I guess him seeing my email and stuff like that, he he let me get 10 minutes of his time. I got a short meeting with him up in the iHeart Media building where they shoot the Breakfast Club.
yes,
And this was on my
sir.
this was on my third day of meeting him. So on my third day of meeting Charlemagne, I was able to get a meeting, and I was able to pitch my ideas to him, and he said, "You know what? You got some dope ideas, but I think you need to flush them out more. So here's my email. Well, you have my email. Let's keep a line of communication." So that was in 2018. So fast forward to 2023. That's 5 years later. I ended up creating a meme page, which really had nothing to do with Charlemagne. But what would happen is I would send Charlemagne the memes that I would make. So anytime I made a meme that I thought he might appreciate or find funny, I would send it to him. So what happened was he started reposting my memes on his page and tagging me in them and giving me credit, and it would drive a lot of traffic to my page. So he's definitely responsible for a lot of the followers and a lot of the support that I have now. And like I said, he's one of my biggest supporters. I also got to give credit to his homeboy. He has a homeboy named Wax, who
Yeah,
that's like his bodyguard slash best friend. He was the one that was kind of incentivizing Charlemagne to even rock with me. So like, I got to give credit to him too, because he definitely helped get me into that meeting with Charlemagne, because honestly, I was outside waiting. He said me and Charlemagne told me on Tuesday we can meet with him, but he got caught up. He got busy. So I was just outside waiting in the cold for him. And I guess, and Wax found
man.
me outside. And Wax was the one who was like, "Hey, we got caught up upstairs, but he should have some time. I'm going to tell him to give that time to you." So, shout out to Wax for doing that as well.
Yeah, I hear nothing but talk about Wax when they do the show, and uh Charlemagne is definitely one of the top podcasters I like to listen to. Whenever he does his solo interviews with other people or his donkeys of the day with Breakfast Club. So I love the comedy aspect of it and the fact that he drops a lot of game and wisdom. Uh so and it sounds like he was sharing some of that with you as in person as well.
Yeah, we was damn near having a creative session together. It's just, he's always busy, so we couldn't we couldn't, chop it up like me and you are doing right now. But through the years from 2018 to even now, I'm always just, keeping that line of communication, sending him ideas, those types of things. The Marvel situation was, me and him would always have conversations about Marvel. So one day he hit me up. He was like, "Yo, I'm doing a comic book for Marvel. I either want to do Blue Marvel or Ironheart. It's a Christmas story." So
Yeah,
the story that me and him did together for Marvel Comics, um, was the concept was mine, and the dialogue was a mix between me and him. But when he hit me up, I gave him a whole concept, a Blue Marvel Christmas story. He liked it, and he gave me a writing credit. And like I said, I did some of the dialogue on my end and sent it back to him, and he did his thing on it, and then it came out. So, that was my first time getting a writing credit. That actually led to him and Kevin Graveau working together and doing business. I don't know if you know, Kevin Graveau created the character. He created the character Blue Marvel, and he wrote the Underworld movies.
that's
So
cold. Yeah,
he was the werewolf in the Underworld movies. So he I tagged him in a screenshot of the collage I made with my writing credits and my picture with Charlemagne and stuff. I tagged him and posted it on Twitter, and he said he thought me and Charlemagne did a great job on the story. He said he had another comic book. He has another comic book and character he had in mind for me and Charlemagne. So, that hasn't come out yet, but they're still working on it. But he has a character called Dark Storm that he's trying to introduce to the world in a big way, and I was able to connect him with in Charlemagne when I reached out to him on Twitter, because the first thing I did was I hit Charlemagne back, was like, "Yo, Kevin Graveau wants to work with us." Da 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 da. So they definitely have some big things coming.
yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. I didn't even know Charlemagne was working. I know he loves Marvel, but I didn't know he was working with him like that.
Yeah, yeah, he did. He's done 3 comic books for Marvel. I think the one me and him did together was the last one, but prior to that, he did a. These were all anthology stories. So the one me and him did together was just a short 2-page story. The one before that was a short story about Storm, and then he did another one that was just about him throwing a party. And then that one he was an Inhuman. So yeah, he's got like 3 books under 3 Marvel writing credits under his belt, working with them. And then I actually found out he's working on another comic book. I ain't gonna speak on it yet because it hasn't been released, but he's working
He
with some pretty big name, reputable people in the industry.
man.
I can't wait to see what he comes up with.
Yeah, I'm about way behind on all of this content. I definitely need to catch up and get my hands on some of this material.
Yeah, the one me and him did is called Marvel's Voices.
Yeah.
I believe it's called Marvel's Voices #1. So that's the one me and him did together. One of the stories in there. Then you got other people who did stories too. Method Man did a story. Rob
Oh,
Markman did a story. So they reach out to different public figures to do these stories.
that's crazy. I had no idea all of this was going on.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I've seen some of the posts of your posts about them on IG. Is there a place that we can go to like we just read it digitally or order it?
I can try to send you something. The Marvel, there used to be like a Marvel app or a Marvel store. I think they closed it. So I don't know if it's still accessible to the public like it once was, but either way, I'll try to send you something that'll let you check it out. Or I mean, honestly, I can send you a screenshot too. It's only 2 pages, so
Yeah.
you're not, but I mean, I would check out the full issue as well though. But if you just want to read mine, I can send you the screenshots.
Yeah, I'm very interested in writing for Marvel myself, but I'm more towards like the Star Wars Lucasfilm side of it. Or well, actually, yeah, I don't mind writing for Marvel or Lucasfilms. It's always been a passion for mine. So it's seeing other people do it kind of like inspires me and fires me up to write.
So you just want to write for Disney, basically.
Yeah, I thought about DC and I was just like, man, honestly, people are going to get worn out on superheroes soon because of the new school comics. But
Well, actually, I'm more DC. Like DC comics, is part of my childhood. So like my favorite, and I grew up on the cartoons. So like one of my favorite cartoons continuity is the DC animated universe. So like for me, Batman's my favorite superhero. I
absolutely,
say it all the time. I'll say it now. Batman is the greatest superhero of all time.
that's a fact.
So like I know everybody they like Spider-Man, Wolverine, and like I said, Marvel, but I'm always gonna be Team DC just because of the cartoons alone. I didn't grow up
Yeah,
reading the comic books. I'm not gonna sit here and act like all of the live action movies are great, but as far as the animated content, DC is winning, no debate.
they can't be touched.
Right.
Yeah, I grew up on like the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited
Yep. Me
cartoons.
too. Yeah, that's the DCAU. That's the DC animated universe. Remember, it started
Yeah,
with it was Batman, Superman, Batman
yep,
Beyond, Static Shock,
absolutely.
then Justice League, and then Justice League Unlimited.
And they were all hits. That is crazy. Like, well, I so with Superman. I hate seeing them getting tossed around like that 24/7. But Batman came through, kind of redeemed DC in that aspect of it. And
You talking about the in the animated universe?
yeah,
Oh no, he still did his thing in the cartoon. Like I'm actually rewatching because I never finished it. I'm watching the Batman animated series now. I finished the
word.
Superman animated series on HBO Max, so I'm watching the Batman one now. But I mean, both of them are pretty good. I think they were definitely great, introductions into Justice League. It's just so interesting now we have live action with the MCU, but like, before that we had the animated. It's just interesting how the animated connected universes kind of started is what really started it, because
Yeah,
before that everything was separate. They started doing it in the cartoons, and next thing you know, the live action movies started doing it.
yeah, they go very hard about it. It's like some of my favorite movies that's like new school. I would say like Flashpoint. That was Flashpoint Paradox.
Yeah, that was a good
There's
one.
Justice
That was
League
the first one,
War.
actually. That was the first movie one.
Yeah,
Remember they did, yeah, because then they made the DC animated movie universe.
yeah,
So
those
yeah,
movies were off the
yeah,
chain.
I like Justice League Dark Apocalypse because we got to see Dark Side and Trigun fight each other. I thought that was cool.
I still need to see that one because
You didn't
I've
see that
been
one?
no, it's so much
Oh,
hype around it too.
bro, that was the end game of that world. That was the last one.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the last DC animated movie from that universe. There's like one other movie that comes out that's kind of connected, but it's like afterwards. It was a Constantine movie. But
Oh,
basically just showing, I mean, you got to see it for yourself. I ain't going to say nothing. Check it
true, true.
out. Justice League Dark Apocalypse.
Yeah, I'm real crazy about Justice League Dark, and I'm also a Green Lantern fan. So I'm waiting on them to do like the brightest day storyline or the
Bro,
darkest night. Yeah,
bro. No, I know what you're talking about. It's the
yeah,
Blackest Night.
blackest night. Yeah,
Man, I would love for them to animate it. I wish they did because
that'd
yo,
be
that's
cash.
I've see, I didn't read the comic books, but what I was that kid who would like I go on Wikipedia and just research a bunch of stuff. Like I just go online and just go into all these different rabbit holes. So I don't necessarily know by reading the comic books. I will read the storylines, the plots. I will basically just read whatever the plot was. So it's like I know all about the Blackest Night storyline, um, the Sinestro Corps Wars.
Yep.
Like I know about Necron and the Black Lantern. So it's like I would love to see that animated, but I don't know. It's not up to us. At this point, it seems like it's up to James Gunn.
Yeah, I'm really hope he goes through with it because he's got a handful of movies, and like half of them, people aren't too familiar with those characters. And then he doesn't have, I don't think he has anything animated lined up in his
He
lineup
does.
yet. Oh, he does?
Yeah, I think one of the some of the animated stuff. I mean, some of the releases he had introduced a while back. It was like he dropped. He said, you know how Marvel would drop its releases. He kind of did the same thing, and I want to say one of them were animated. I forget which one, but yeah, he's. I think he's definitely going to be in the animation space. Um, so I mean, we'll see. But yeah, I would love to see that story animated. I think a lot of stories are better told animated than live action. Everything doesn't need to be live action.
Nah, we're good on that. You just need good voice actors, great animation studios, and then you all set.
Right.
And James Gunn, he announced like doing like a live action Batman, Superman. And he's talking about the Authority, which I know a lot of people might have grown up with them, but and I don't think
I'm
that's
not
common
familiar.
knowledge. Yeah,
No, I don't know about them.
yeah, that might be the animated series he was talking about, but I've also heard people say that that's going to be a live action movie too. So I have to go back and double check uh what exactly is he trying to get into as far as animation goes, because he's really good with like like fictional teams, because he's done Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy, and all of those like where
Yeah, and Peacemaker was pretty good.
that was pretty much a team show too. So it's like,
Yeah, yeah, you're right. One thing about James Gunn is he definitely focuses on, story, good storytelling. So I actually saw Guardians of the Galaxy recently. So I I think, don't get me wrong, there's certain things about Guardians that I thought, as far as those movies, could be better action wise and fight scenes wise, but I can't sit here and act like the stories were bad. Like, so he's great at good storytelling and comedic content, comedic writing within the storyline.
yeah, his dialogues are iconic with all his characters going back and forth and just arguing over petty stuff all the time.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see it in everything that he makes.
yeah. I think he likes that. That's why, like, for me, his Suicide Squad movie, I wasn't expecting anything. Just went into it with an open mind. I'm being honest, I hated Multiverse of Madness. So after Multiverse of Madness, I just learned to, even more so with the Marvel movies. The DC movies, I kind of already have no expectations with them. But even now with the Marvel movies, I I have no expectations. I don't go in there, excited or anything. I just go in there with an open mind. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. Or sometimes I'm indifferent. But yeah, I
Right.
hated Multiverse of Madness. Like Phase 4. I'm gonna be honest, this whole multiverse saga ain't it so far. I love Spider-Man No Way Home.
Mm-hmm.
Black
That
Panther wasn't bad, but I felt like I was watching a funeral the whole time because, with Chadwick dying. So it's not that it was a bad movie. It's just I just couldn't get over the fact that, because I was for recasting. So I just couldn't get over the fact that, Chadwick Boseman is no longer here to play T'Challa. So it's hard for me to say whether that movie was bad or good. It was just, to me, it was just sad. It was just a sad movie for me. But as far as the best Phase 4 MCU movie, definitely Spider-Man No Way Home for me.
I can agree with that for sure, because that hit hard, seeing the different variants of Spider-Man, and it was just Toby and Andy coming back. So, and we all needed that too. Most of the theaters I've seen it in, they were silent, but on premiere night itself, like everybody stood up and like yelled, and
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I
it
made a
was
meme
wild.
about that actually. I made a meme, which moment was greater? Uh Captain America get use a Mjolnir, or um Toby Maguire making an appearance.
Ooh, man, that is a tough one. I
Yeah.
saw some reaction for him catching the hammer, but man,
See, I
the
saw both.
Toby,
I saw people clapping for Toby showing up and people for Mjolnir.
wow. That theater had to have been lit. I've been to some really trash audiences in theaters, and it's
Oh
you
yeah, I was one of them. I was definitely clapping.
absolutely. I seen Infinity War on premiere day as well, and everybody was like, "Oh shit!" and just like hollering and throwing their popcorn. And actually, when that scene in Infinity War when when Thor came down to Wakanda with the axe and he started going to town on people, that was one of my top moments in
Yeah, that was cool. Too
in the
bad he didn't aim
MCU.
for the head though.
That's true.
Did you see the Snyder cut?
I have.
What'd you think?
Uh, I don't think it was a significant improvement from the original Justice League movie, but I honestly enjoyed seeing Darkseid live action for once in my
Yeah,
life.
me too. Me too. I liked it. I just wish. I think what sucks about it most is there's no follow up. As far as we know,
Right.
we're not going to get a follow up to that. Because I was also excited to see the New Gods. I was looking forward to seeing Ava DuVernay make the
Yeah.
New Gods movie, and I don't know. I guess we're not going to get that either. So I don't know. It's hard for me now to have like excitement or high expectations, just knowing anything could change. Like now, Jonathan Majors, might be getting recast. So it's like there's so many things up in the air now. There's a writer's strike, so the Blade
Yep.
movie's being put on hold. So for me right now, I'm just focusing on just trying to be consistent with critics of culture.
Yeah.
Still enjoying the things that I enjoy, whether it's anime, movies, TV shows, but I've learned to maintain my expectations, you
Right.
know. So um yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. When I'm not doing critics of culture or working, I'm also helping Carl Jones. I work for Carl Jones' animation studio, Martian Blueberry.
Nice.
Yeah, so shout out to Carl Jones. He was the producer of the Boondocks and Black Dynamite and other various animated productions. He's also the showrunner of The Last OG. So he opened up his own animation studio. He did some animated content for Meg The Stallion on her last album. He also did her music video, but she hasn't released it yet. And they just won a Webby Award for their animated production with the MLB about the Negro Leagues. So,
Nice.
different stories about the Negro Leagues.
Yeah, I
So,
voted for that too. So that
oh, thanks, man. We needed that. Like, and the thing about it is, we didn't win the People's Choice. That was the People's Choice Webby Award. We didn't win that one. We came in second place in that one. We were beat by Pokemon for that one. Yeah, so we was up against Pokemon. We was up against Nintendo. So what can you
yeah.
do? But to
Yeah.
be up against them as second place, that says a lot. But we won the Academy. The Academy ended up voting for us because there was an award that gets voted by the Academy, and that's the one that we won. So I like to think that we got quantity over quality. I mean, oh no,
Right.
no, my bad, my bad, my bad. I said that wrong. We got quality over quantity.
I get you for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
in
was
that
like,
moment.
I tried to spread the word and get more people to vote. Man, it's just I seen the competition, but I was just like, man, I'm black owned business bias, so
Thank
I'm
you.
going in on that. So
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I can't speak on it yet, but he definitely has another venture that he's yet to release, a very major big move. But for now, yeah, for those that are tuned in, make sure you guys go follow Martian Blueberry's Instagram page at We Are Martian B. That's B as in boy at Martian Blueberry Instagram at We Are Martian B. Definitely follow us. We got some more stuff coming. He's got some content with the rapper Trippie Redd coming out, and he's got
nice.
some more content with Meg The Stallion that he's working on, and that'll be released. So definitely keep watching. And it's not too many black-owned animation studios, so I really hope we get the support on this because one thing about the blur community is they're longing for that type of representation in the cartoon space and in the anime space, and this will be the perfect source to go to when you're trying to get your content animated. So for all you independent comic book publishers out there,
Hmm.
like my man here. I didn't even know that. I know. So you got your own comic book?
I'm writing a novel now, and then I'm going to transfer it to a comic book.
Oh, okay, well, definitely keep doing your thing. But yeah,
Absolutely.
to all the indie comic book companies out there, definitely when you're ready to get your content animated, definitely tap in with Carl Jones at Martian Blueberry. Hit up the Martian Blueberry IG page, because Carl, he's the founder, but it's a process. We got Carl, we got Love, we got Omar. So it's different moving pieces as far as how to go about getting your content animated. So definitely tap in on the Instagram page if you want to be referred to the right sources. But and just shout out to everyone that's been supporting the page. Shout out to all the independent comic book companies out there: Stranger Comics, Godhood Comics,
Yep.
uh Dream Furry Comics, like all those guys. I'm forgetting a few, but I'm just saying in general, the grassroots and the independent people and platforms within the Blur community.
Yeah.
On behalf of Martian Blueberry, we really appreciate the support that you've been giving us.
Absolutely. I got some friends over at Wingless Comics too.
Wingless, that's
Yeah.
another one.
I definitely pick up books from them every now and then. So I'm trying to expand on more independent stories too. So other authors outside of myself, I'm always open to collecting what they got and seeing what kind of stories they tell.
No doubt, no doubt.
Uh, what what else was I say? I know there was one more thing. As far as it- your social media, is it just the IG?
Oh yeah, so yeah,
Yeah.
Critics of Culture. I mainly just create content on the Instagram page. Facebook, if I use Facebook, it'll be my personal page. My personal Facebook, I'll post my memes on. But I really don't. The Critics of Culture Facebook page, it's not really something that I'm building up on. So if you go there, it's available to the public, but you really won't see too much content on there. So majority of my content's on Instagram, and when I want to get it circulating through Facebook, I'll post the same content in those Facebook groups I was telling you about. So yeah, if you want to follow me, uh at Critics of Culture, it's at critics underscore of underscore culture. That's where you can follow me at. Oh, and I also got an award. Shout out to my guy Yasi. He um he he is a part of this award ceremony called Independent Music Awards, and they they ended up presenting me with an award last year, and I don't know, it's one of the best moments of my life as a content creator, just to be recognized for, you know, I guess my contributions to social media. That's the majority of my viral success came from. So my contributions to the conversations that I've started, even to the stuff that I've done with Charlemagne. This was before
Absolutely.
I linked up with Carl Jones, but just to be a part of that and be recognized for the things that I've been doing since 2019 means a lot. So yeah, shout out to Yasi for letting me even be a part of that. But yeah, you can follow me at Critics of Culture. I also do promo, so I don't charge much. I'm pretty fair when it comes to that. So if anyone ever needs promo, all they got to do is just DM me, send me the content and the caption, and I'd be happy to post it on the page. I'm also a writer. If there's anyone out there that needs any creative assistance, I'd be happy to help out there if I can. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. I, I'm still figuring things out in this creative space that I'm in. So hopefully, when once some things, because like I said, Carl is working on some stuff. He's gonna have some major announcements soon, and once he starts to, I guess, release all the things that he's been doing,
Yeah.
I'll be happy to just come back on your platform and share it, and some of those things I may be a part of too. So maybe I'll have some more stuff to promote on my end. But for now, definitely, support Critics of Culture and support Martian Blueberry.
Absolutely. And what was the username for Martian Blueberry? One
Yeah,
more
Martian
time.
Blueberry at We Are Martian B as in boy. Um, definitely more to come. That's I can't speak on anything, too soon. So just keep watching, just keep waiting, and we're definitely gonna put our best foot forward and show you better than we can tell you. We're gonna one of the things that Carl wanted to do was be the change that he always wanted to see. So
Absolutely.
definitely want, and just one more time, because like I said, both of those guys, Carl and Charlemagne, those guys, supported me in a major way, gave me some of my first opportunities. And these are both guys from the Carolinas, and I'm from Virginia. Just a little bit about me. So two guys from the Carolinas, gave a kid from Virginia a chance. And you know, I've been hitting the ground running ever since Charlemagne gave me that opportunity, and I'm doing the same thing with Carl. Like, one thing about me is even when you're not motivated, be consistent. So one thing about me is I always try to remain consistent, and I always try to persevere through whatever it is I'm going through, or if it's like maybe a downtime and nothing's going on, you just, like when COVID happened, I just kept putting out content. 6 months during 2020, I wasn't even working, so it's like I stayed busy. So and I wasn't, as a content creator, I haven't been the richest. I don't necessarily have the most luxurious or the most money or anything like that. I don't have the richest lifestyle, but one thing I do have is creativity, and that creativity is what's going to get me to the money. That's what I believe. The money's going to come. You just got to put the work in. So one thing about me, whether Charlemagne gives me the opportunity, Carl Jones, or whoever else, I'm definitely going to put the work in, and you're going to see why I'm definitely someone you should invest into. That investment, whether it's time, money, or energy, whatever it is, I'm
Right.
definitely the one you want to, you know, reach out to if you need any assistance.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we'll definitely have some people come over. So if anybody if you're not a part of Saturday Night Nerds Facebook group, that's another blurred group. I myself and my brother we founded it on May 6th, 2020. So we just recently celebrated like the third birthday of this Facebook group, and it's been growing pretty strong. It's not like ridiculous numbers, but we're at like almost 600 at the moment.
Okay.
So
All right. Well, send me the page. I'll join.
I appreciate you for coming through, man. Absolutely. We'll definitely have you coming through. Like once you guys get established with all your new content that you're dropping, so we can help you promote it and
Thank
spread
you.
the word.
Thank you. Thank you. That means a lot. Yeah, whatever. And that's why it's so good to be able to tap into the grassroots of the blur community, because sometimes the industry don't rock with you, or sometimes the industry doesn't want to put that machine or put all their resources behind you. And it's the people, it's the blur community is the reason why Black Panther did so well. You know,
Right.
it's all about the grassroots, and as long as we got, support for one another, that's really all that matters. And that's one thing Carl wants to really tap into is, having that type of engagement with the fans and the followers and the supporters, because without them, the Boondocks wouldn't be the classic that it is today.
Absolutely, because I still watch Boondocks to this very day. I wish we could squeeze out one more season, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Um, there's so much fresh content for them to make fun of, so you can never go wrong with making a parody out of something with Boondocks. So
Yeah, definitely. Once we have more things to roll out and to discuss, I'll definitely come back, or if possible, maybe I could get Carl on here, so maybe you can get both of us. But either way, I'm happy to support.
absolutely, man. Thanks again for coming out. I ain't gonna hold you for too much longer.
Oh, you good, man? I mean, did you have any more questions for me?
That's it for me. I make sure to repost some like your social media stuff in our group, and
Okay.
so people can find your page, both pages on IG and wherever else you need us to tap in for.
Yeah, yeah. IG's pretty much it. At Critics of Culture and just the Martian Blueberry Instagram page. I help promote a lot of the content that's on there and stuff like that. So um yeah, so at We Are Martian B and at Critics of Culture. Those are, the two pages I definitely would appreciate if your fans and followers will support. Um yeah, man. You said you had a co-host. He wasn't able to make it.
Yeah, he wasn't able to make it tonight. He was going to end up doing a Twitch stream a little bit later, but he ended up not feeling too well, so
I
I held the
understand.
throne for
I
sure.
understand. When I come back next time, maybe we can do some debates too, because I have like a lot of different memes that are
Yeah.
discussion/debate worthy. So if you want to incorporate that into our next show, we can do that too.
Yeah, because we got at least five. There's four hosts in total, but there's more people that come in and out as well. And that's all they do is they take memes like yours, and then we just talk about them on our podcast and go in on certain individuals and all that. So it's always entertaining when we're rolling deep. But
Okay.
yeah, it's definitely to see other content creators of color like coming up and trying to get to the top
Yeah,
of
and one last thing, I forgot to share this. What made me start Critics of Culture was, crazy enough, comedian TK Kirkland. TK Kirkland would have these Vlad TV interviews, and I would just be in the comment section laughing at all the jokes that they was making about him in there. So I was like, yo, more people should know about him, or at least should make memes about him. So I made a meme, and I was like, how can I get people to see it? So one of the things that Wax told me to do, and this is why I got to give Charlotte, my interactions with Charlemagne is a part of the Critics of Culture story, because Wax was the one to tell me, hey, if you got ideas to pitch to Charlemagne, make a separate Instagram account and tag him in it. That way he'll see your ideas. So I did that, but that didn't necessarily work per se,
yeah.
but I still kept that second account. So what I did was made some TK Kirkland memes, and I took all the ideas that I was trying to get Charlemagne to see. I deleted those and started posting my TK Kirkland memes on this second account, which ended up becoming Critics of Culture. And eventually TK Kirkland would see some of the memes and he repost them. Like a lot of the once I started posting some of the memes, some of them got traction. The page ended up,
Yeah.
even before Charlemagne reposted my content, the page was getting traction. The change was I had like a couple hundred followers, and then one day Charlemagne reposted one of my memes and tagged me in it, and I went from a couple hundred followers to like 5,000 in 1 week. So
Whew.
like that was the shift that happened on the page, to where like, just me being consistent from 2019 to 2023, the page just kept building and building. And now people like Kenya Barris follow me, and DL Hughley, and I even think that's what led to Carl Jones following me, because I think Carl was following Charlemagne first, and then like other people, they see Charlemagne reposting my content on a consistent basis and supporting me and giving me shout outs, whether it be the Brilliant Idiots, the Breakfast Club. Um, and next thing you know, I will get these influx of followers. So that's why I'm always gonna show love to Charlemagne for giving me a chance and supporting Critics of Culture, because that's what led to me getting support and getting an opportunity with Carl Jones.
Yeah, man. I don't care what anybody says about Charlemagne. That's a good man. He when
Yeah,
he
he
sees
definitely.
people, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he gives you that pickup that you need.
right. So yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's things that he says that people don't agree with, and he understands that. There's
Uh-huh.
things that he says that I don't always agree with. But as far as him as a person, yeah, he's definitely definitely shown love and championed, up and coming content creators. And shout out to the Trap Nerds. They're one of the podcasts that are on his Black Effect Network. I've been on their show. They've supported me. So definitely shout out to the Trap Nerds. Shout out to, because I'm tapped in with a lot of the blurred groups and the blurred platforms. So shout out to Blurred Approved Entertainment.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to Head Nerds in Charge.
Yeah.
Dang, who else is there? Hope I'm not forgetting anyone.
It's like
Shout
the
out.
three ninjas.
I don't know that
And
one. But shout out to Blurred's Eye View. Shout out to Roxy Hayes. Even the individual blurs that are in the space. Shout out to Fantastic Frankie. Shout out
yeah,
to Young Deuces on the Geek Set podcast. Shout out to Mo Lowry. Shout out to Ace Vane. Shout out to
most,
Justin Richburg.
yes,
You know,
sir.
shout out to Nyla. She's on Power 105. Shout out to who am I self again? Shout out to Black Girl Nerds. Like I'm tapped in with all those guys, and all of those people that I've mentioned, they've supported me in one way or another. So it's like I love to see us be in the space that we're in right now. Because before this, we were all scattered, we were all separate. A lot of Black people, a lot of Black nerds felt ostracized for liking the content that we like. A lot of us felt lonely. So it's great the internet was able to become what it is today, where we can all just, you know,
Be ourselves.
be
Yeah,
ourselves and just vibe with each other because we're all like-minded. So
absolutely.
I'm always gonna champion the blur community.
Yeah, the more unity we see is just like the better, because that's the type of community I like to be around, and I hope future generations of content creators can still have that
Yeah.
going forward.
Oh, and shout out to Hip Hop Gamer. You definitely got to show him love too. He's on Hot 97. Shout out to Tat. He's got a that's another podcast, the Comic Book Culture Podcast. That's with Mickey Fax, Pete Rock, and Tat Wizza from Hot 97. Definitely got to show those guys love too as well. So I hope
Like,
if I forgot anyone, please forgive me. But just know, and Jay Stark, Jensen's World.
oh,
That's
okay,
another. That's another guy who has his own platform, but he's also tapped in. He has like TikTok videos, and he's also part of a Planet E Job. I know you know about that group. That's like
absolutely.
one of the biggest blur groups. So shout out to them. They're a big part of the reason why my content gets a lot of circulation on Facebook. So shout out to everybody in the blur space, man. Just want to say that before I guess we sign out.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. I got some homework to do after this stream is over with. 'Cause you
Yeah,
you
man, I
named some
got you.
hits, and then you named some that I definitely need to
Yeah,
look into.
definitely. Where you from? Where you stay?
But I'm about an hour south of St. Louis. I'm in a college town in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. So
Oh,
we
okay. So you in the Midwest.
yeah. I got a
Okay.
lot of friends that's nerds, but it's not really like a blurred community. But
Hmm.
I'm trying to integrate that anyway with this platform. So
Yeah, nah, I get it, man. And shout out to hip hop and gaming. That's another group, HAG, April and Low, and who am I'm forgetting some. Oh yeah, and D Town, hip hop and anime.
yeah.
Definitely shout out to them too.
Do you hit up conventions?
So the only ones that I've gone to is the local ones in Virginia. Like the biggest one we have here is called GalaxyCon. So I
Yeah,
went to GalaxyCon back in March, and did a lot of networking out there. We also have RVA Con, and all the other cons out here in Virginia are usually smaller than GalaxyCon. GalaxyCon's the biggest.
yeah,
So no, I haven't gone to any of the other ones. I would like to though. Like I want to go to DreamCon and BlurCon. That's like I live close to Richmond, so BlurCon's like Northern VA, DC type of area, that DMV area.
yeah,
So I haven't been there yet, but I would like to go there. But the thing about it is, it costs to go to cons, so it's like I have to be in a position financially to even do that type of stuff, especially when I have to travel. So I still want to participate and go to all the cons as much as I can, but for right now, um I only go to cons that are local. And if I would go outside of my local area, my funds just got to be right, because I don't like the idea of, leaving with money and coming back broke.
Exactly. Yeah, 'cause conventions are like the best place to network.
Right.
Uh, that's where we got as far as we have today with our platform. It's just we hit up the local convention network, met some really great friends, and they've been able to expand our audience with us. And then we'll probably end up, once we get our money right for sure. Like, we'll be able to branch out a little bit more to other cities. Our next big event should be in August at Fan Expo Chicago. So that'll be our biggest event that we've had this year. Uh,
Okay, cool, cool. Oh, and shout out to my guy Ethan Murphy. He has a comic book called Slate and Ash. He also is on a podcast with Otis.
yeah,
This guy named Otis East. He was the founder of Blurred Approved Entertainment, and he's also working with the company called Blurred now. I know if you know blurred.com. He has a partnership with those guys with his company, and he's a part of that company now. So shout out to them. They have a podcast together called the Then and Now podcast. It's Ethan, Otis, and Charles. So definitely want to show them love. Shout out to Black Sands Entertainment. Also
Black
shout out to,
Sands.
I wanted to show them love because they're doing things at a high level in the blurred space, with Kevin Hart and stuff. And but also
Yeah,
shout out to Trill League, Aunt Piper. Shout out to Erica Alexander. She got her project Concrete Park.
yeah,
So just like I said, I definitely want to make sure I tap in and get connected with everyone in that blurred space.
yeah. You putting a lot of us on. It's just like, man, I got some stuff I got to check out.
Brian, if you see me swinging my hands, it's because there's like a gnat in here or something. So I'm just trying to get it out the way. But yeah, I definitely want to. I'm forgetting some names and some comic books and some platforms and companies, but just to name a few, definitely want to highlight those guys and show them some love. Oh, and how can I forget? Hip Hop Marvels podcast started with my man DJ Dub Floyd as the host. He invited me on his platform last year, if I'm not mistaken. Him and Carl Jones actually go way back. But yeah, he's based out in North Carolina. But yeah, he's got
Oh, okay.
his own podcast too. I'm in a space right now where I really want to show everyone love, because I'm I feel like I'm in that position now where I have to start pulling people up, and the same way Charlemagne did something for me, I definitely want to be able to give back to the community and the followers and the supporters that showed me love and supported me when they didn't have to. Like, most people just look at Critics of Culture as just some random meme page, but you know, without Critics of Culture, I ain't gonna say I would be nothing, but I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at today.
Yeah, that's definitely that's definitely a great background to have for sure. Because people they'll take it and do whatever they want with it to make the entertainment industry better. And memes always make our day better. So I always appreciate the extra entertainment and arguing with random people I've never met before in the comment section. So it's always a good time. And I got some blurred groups that I need to check out. And then we'll also check out the Martian Blueberry tonight as well, and peep everything that y'all got going on.
Yeah. And if you ever do any shout outs or videos with Martian Blueberry, or you make any Martian Blueberry content, just tag us in it and we'll repost it on the page. So like if you wanted to, just make a random shout out video, or anything, pertaining to Martian Blueberry or Carl Jones, definitely send it to us, send it to me. I'll make sure it gets reposted on the page.
Yeah, I'll definitely send you guys a couple chapters out the novel too and see what y'all think about it, because it's definitely I'm guiding my way to the halfway point.
Oh,
I
well,
know I want to keep it going.
yeah, anything to do with your IP, you can send that to me. Don't send that to them, just because they're very, they want to be protective of themselves and other people as well when it comes to intellectual property, because That's the thing. I should have mentioned this. Martian Blueberry only focuses on animation production, so they don't have any original content or IP that they're working on. It's more so client based. So if there's a client out there that needs something animated, that's where they would come in. So as far as like original content, there's nothing that they're making that comes out of Martian Blueberry. It's usually something that someone else needs that they're providing a service for. So I just wanted to share that. Now that possibly could change in the future, but as of right now, that's what that company's based off. So if you have any, content you would like people to I guess give you some feedback on, send that to me, because that's not that right now, that's not the outlet for that. But
Yeah.
I'd definitely be able to do that for you. But I just meant like as far as like shout out videos or anything like that, I can definitely get something like that reposted on the page.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely like. I'm gonna take this video like later on and make clips of it for like a highlight reel and whatnot. Like once I'm done with that, like we'll definitely give you guys some more shout outs. And then I'm gonna capture some clips from that part as well, so people don't forget like the social media that they can access to uh get the word out on their projects. Because once I'm done with the novel, I'm definitely moving on to comics, and if everything goes well with comics, I'm looking to turn that into an anime. So
Cool, man. Keep doing your thing.
I definitely appreciate the game that you gave us, and letting us get to know you better. Thank you for putting us on to all this information and all these different groups. But that is all I got.
Let me
Uh,
know. Send me the link when it's over. That way I can repost it on the page, and I'll have the link in there. That way people can check out the full episode.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I'll definitely do that. Thanks again for coming out. Everybody that tuned in, thank you for watching. And that is it for today's bonus episode of Saturday Night Nerds. Yes,
All right, man. You
sir.
take it easy.
Take it easy.